Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today, we are going to be setting up my bullet journal for the month of October, aka the best month of the year. That is something that I will stand by. My husband and I have very thoroughly ranked the months of the year together, and we both agree that October is the best month. There are a couple of reasons for this. First reason, my daughter was born in October. It's her 3rd birthday this year, which is something that I can't handle, but I'm very excited about. Second reason, fall time is in full swing. Third reason, it's just the best, okay? It's the best. You gotta take my word for it. Halloween is fun. I like Halloween. I like dressing up. I think it's fun. Anyway, October is the best. So we're here to celebrate by making a bullet journal spread like I do every month. Okay, so for October, I wanted to do something fun in fall. So there are some pumpkins, but I also wanted it to be, I don't know, a little more colorful. I know I picked 3 colors, so you're probably thinking, Sandy, that's not more colorful. But I wanted more color to take up more of the page, if you will, and have some darker colors in there, because I feel like I tend to lean towards very light colors in my bullet journal. So that's what we're going with here. So I drew some little leafy leaves, some pumpkins, and then just lots of like dots and stars. I've been thinking about recently like how I can up my bullet journal game. And something that I've noticed in a lot of the inspiration that I pull from is that there are a lot of these dots and stars and kind of these more filler elements, if you will, where there's small details that aren't a main part of the artwork, but they just kind of bring everything together and fill in that blank space so that it's not just so much white space everywhere. So that's something that I've been really trying to incorporate. I think I could have even gone more ham with it than I did, but I think it pulls it together well. I really do like how it turned out. So this is my cover page. For the past couple months, I've been doing kind of like a cover page and a quote page, which I think is working well for me. I think it's turning out pretty fun, and I'm going to continue doing it just because I feel like it sets up the month really well. And even though I don't flip back to it when I'm flipping through my bullet journal in general, I really like to look at each month's cover art and quote. So the quote for this month is, "And all at once summer collapsed into fall." And that is a quote by Oscar Wilde, the man himself. He's got some good quotes. So that's what the quote page is. And then I just wanted to tie in the same motifs from the cover page. So I did these same kind of flowy leaves as well as pumpkins at the bottom, and then again a lot of those little dots and stars to fill up some of that white space. I'm just using a white Sakura Jelly Roll pen to add some details to the black. It's kind of hard to see, but when I go through it all at the end, you should be able to see the details a little bit better. And then just using a Sharpie S-Gel pen to add more details to everything else. Especially when I'm like going around the pumpkins and stuff, I thought it was kind of, I liked having the color outside of the line a little bit because I think that's a fun motif that I don't go for super often. And that's what I went for with the lettering as well. So, moving on, we are going to be setting up my weeklies. I do a Dutch door weekly system. So if you don't know, basically a Dutch door just means that you cut off the edge of the paper, and then no matter where you are in the month, each week you can see those 2 side panels. You can also do it horizontally and cut off the top. I have done that in the past before, and I think it is also fun and cute. Recently I've just been doing vertically and it's been working well for me. So on my left hand side, I always have a mini calendar. That way I know just kind of, it's nice to look at the month at a glance. And then I have my video schedule. Obviously this is particular to me because I create content, but you could really put whatever you want on these side panels. In the past, I've done habit trackers. You can do quotes, anything that you want to remember, that you want to be able to see wherever you are in the month. That's what you should put on these side panels, because you'll be able to see them in every single weekly that you are in. So, and then on the right side, I always do a TBR, and then just a second to write down any video ideas that I have. So when it comes to TBRs, I've mentioned this in the past, but I'll repeat it here just in case you're new. I base my TBRs based off what comes off my hold at the library, but I like to write down like what's going to be coming off hold soon. That way I can just kind of see, you know, what to expect, but then I also just kind of like write down what I read. So it's kind of like a reading log, but I don't necessarily always read everything on that list. I don't know, I just find it nice to see the books there. It brings me joy, so that's that. And then video ideas, that's pretty self-explanatory. I write down all of the ideas I have for my videos. So here I am setting up my weeklies. So I always do 6 boxes, and I do Monday through Friday, and then I do a to-do box at the top. I found that this is the best way that works for me. If you're somebody who needs to write down things 7 days a week, you can always switch things up. You know, maybe do 4 boxes on each side, that way it's still symmetrical, and then you could also have a to-do list or even a quote or something if you have, you know, 1 box that isn't filled by a day of the week. For me personally, I never write anything down on the weekends, and so Monday through Friday is really what works best. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. I just write down whatever tasks I have, things I need to remember, events, birthdays, whatever. That way when I look at my bullet journal for the week, I can be like, oh yeah, you know, this Thursday I have a doctor's appointment. I need to be able to remember that and plan for that even on a Monday. That way I know what I have to have done by Thursday, that type of thing. So that's always what I find helpful. A lot of the times I would just leave it here, where it's just the box and the days of the week in it. I think that's fine. I think this does look nice how it is. But this month I was craving a little more color, and so I decided to do this kind of like color strip on the side of each of the Dutch door. So as you can see, I just put a paper on underneath, that way it didn't accidentally draw on my side panel there. And then I just used those same 3 colors. These brush pens are from the Tombow Cottage set, except for the green one. The green one is from a brush pen set I got off Amazon. This is like a cheapo brush pen set I've had for a really long time, and you know, it works. I needed this shade of green, so I do want to get more Tombow colors in the future because they are my favorite brush pens to use. So anyway, I just wanted to add a little more color, so I did these kind of side line things, and then here in just a second you'll see I also added some drop shadows to the boxes. Again, that's not a detail that's necessary, and a lot of times I don't do it. I feel like the side panel art is enough for me, but this month I was like, you know what, I want things to be a little more colorful. So I think that's the great thing about bullet journaling, is you can always add small details to kind of bring these things together and get exactly what you want when you want it, which is great about setting up a new theme every single month. Is if your monthly preferences are different, you can just change them month to month. Whereas like in a set planner, it's much harder to change what your preferences are. And I don't know about you, but month to month, my preferences can be incredibly different, especially depending on like what's happening, because in the holiday season, a lot of times I need so much more space to plan out gifts and events and things like that. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind about bullet journaling, I guess. So this is how this month theme turned out. I really like it. I think it turned out so cute and fun. I really love the colors, and I really like how those kind of extra dots worked. I think that worked well to kind of fill in that space and bring it together. I think it looks very magical and whimsical, which is always very, very fun. And I'm super excited to dive in. So let me know in the comments, what is your theme for the month of October? Do you agree with me that October is the best month of the year? If you don't agree with me, give me a good argument as to why. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!